On, guys? Make mic check here 1 second. Yep, looks like we got audio. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me okay. Happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Sorry for being a couple minutes late. I was trying to make sure the Massalorian had a couple seconds to link up his channel, and we got that straightened out. And he should be joining us here in just a couple minutes. Can It Be says, you got two YouTubers pushing a "it's here" narrative. What stock are we talking about? Can it be? Thank you, Derek, for letting me know the audio is okay. Bearded Salvi, good evening to you. Yuka Frita, good evening. We just got back from a barbecue at the pool. Great sunny day here in Texas. My son came out with me. Scarlett, her dad, her brother, my little niece, couple brewskis, some nice bathtub temperature Texas pool water. You know what I'm talking about if you're in Texas and you've been in a pool. Massalorian will be here in just a minute. He is uploading another video. So once he did link up his stream, and as soon as I see him wave to me that he's ready to go, I'll put him in here on camera with me. All right, so there were some videos going out this morning and yesterday and some messages going out on Rdbx, and I wanted to talk about that because I did put one out this morning, and you guys know how I do it. All facts. I try not to talk about stuff I haven't looked into, and because it was Rdbx, not maybe my normal audience, there were a couple people coming in saying I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm FUD, I'm a shill, I'm short. Obviously, they didn't watch the video because I stated in the beginning, at the moment, I have no position in Rdbx. I have been playing it on the way up. I made money on the way up. I'm not long at the moment. I'm not short. I have no options in Rdbx. But there was a bit of news on the 17th about some upcoming warrants. And I've been playing Rdbx very cautiously because, as you guys know, I've been saying since late May that I was concerned that this was a play on retail for you guys and us to run the price up and let Mr. Moneybags, the big money, get out with some stash of our money. Now, how could that happen? Because Apollo Management owns a good portion of this company, and because there is a absolute ton of public and private warrants which can be exercised under certain conditions if retail runs the price up. And that is what got announced on June 17th. Private placement warrants, which will be sold into the market as 1 million shares of additional dilution within the next 4 days based on a exercise price of $11.50. Now, the comments in my video this morning are filled with hate from people who've been misled by other YouTubers, or maybe people, purposely or maybe accidentally, that don't understand the difference between public and private warrants, or maybe they didn't read the Form S1, maybe they didn't read the Form 8K. You guys know the way I do it here. I'm not always right, and the challenge is still out there. If I'm wrong, show me. But people would come make comments, and then they couldn't back it up when I asked them for their evidence. I read the Form S1. I read the 8K. I spent hours getting ready before I even turned on the camera to make a video this morning. So I'm going to very quickly run through this with you. We're not going to talk about Rdbx all night, but for the ones who don't know me, who haven't done their own due diligence, who didn't bother to read any of the forms and maybe are getting bad info from someone else, let's just start very quickly with the 8K that was filed on the 17th. This form is out there. You can Google it. I have it also in my community tab and on Twitter. And then we'll talk about the difference between this private placement warrant and the public warrant, the one with the $18 price, because people are using that and getting confused between the private and the public warrants. This says very clearly right here in the Form 8K from June 17th that this is 1 million private placement warrants that will be exercised no later than 4 business days following the date of this report, with a price of $11.50 per share. There's nothing on here about 20 days. There's nothing on here about $18.50 a share. This is the document, guys. It's there for you to go see it yourself. And I will pay you $1,000 if you can find on June 17th filing anything about $18.50 or 20 days. It's just not there. Now, if you want to go look at the Form S1 filed back in November of 2021, I would encourage you to go look up that form. I've put links to it back in Twitter and in my community tab, and search for public warrant or private placement warrant. It clearly says here the difference between the two. Private placement warrants mean these 6 million warrants with a common stock price of exercisable at $11.50 per share. And then there is a separate warrant, the public warrants, which is an additional 10.7 million warrants. All right. That's your definitions. Let's go down a little further. And we'll just get this knocked out, and then we'll be done talking about Rdbx, unless you guys have specific questions. Oops, I passed it up. Where is the easiest place to show you here? It does talk about it right there. Okay, so this paragraph, I mean, it talks about it multiple times here on page 7 and 8. We are registering the offer and sale from time to time by the selling security holders or their permitted transferees up to 60 million shares of Class A common stock, which includes up to 6 million shares of Class A common stock issuable upon the exercise of private placement warrants. And then also 10.781 million Class A common stock issuable upon the exercise of the public warrants. And I'm not going to go into all of the $18.50 and 20 days. That is a fact, and it applies to the public warrants. It does not apply to private placement warrants. And that is the form private placement that was filed on June 17th. So that's all I got to say about that. I'm happy to take questions. I don't like rude or one-sided comments. If you're just going to come in there and say something stupid like stick with AMC or Denaro, you don't know what you're talking about, at least have something constructive to say. Tell me what I said that upset you. Show me your due diligence, because I really try to do my best to provide you guys factual information. I don't always get it right, but I do take the time to look into these things before I just turn on a camera or make a post, because I don't like being wrong. Alex says she's in your comment. All right. Alex says you should have debates on here about this and have the other person come on live with you and talk. Alex, would you like to join in? I'll send you an email. Shoot me a text with your email, Alex. Alex is my sister-in-law, you guys. Thanks for stopping in and saying hello, Alex. All right, and let's see what else. What else was said on Twitter here? At any rate, you know, the bottom line is I'm not making any predictions about what's going to happen with Redbox. I have no idea what's going to happen with Redbox next week, except you're going to have 1 million shares of additional dilution. That could either drive the price down or retail could buy it up and it will be no impact to a potential squeeze above the current price. So my video was just sharing news, sharing recent news with you guys, not making any predictions, not telling you to sell, not telling you to buy, just giving you some additional clarity besides the other videos out there, which are pure hopium or pure bearish. I'm staying out of that. I don't care. I will buy it if it runs up some more next week. Absolutely. But you need to have the facts, and the facts right now out there on Reddit, Twitter, and YouTube from my view are not correct. Yes, Scarlett. I'm working right now, babe. Audio Plug says they have other plans for Redbox. They're going to keep exercising warrants and eat the booty. They absolutely could. I mean, by virtue of retail running the price up, Seaport now has an opportunity to pocket millions of dollars, millions. And you guys who've been following me for a while and hear me talk about Redbox and say, play it and be careful, know that I've been saying that for a while, that I was a little bit suspicious of this one not being an institutional short squeeze, but a play on the emotions of dangling a hook with bait on it in front of retail with a very high short interest to get you to drive the price up. Now, plenty of people I know have made a lot of money on Redbox, including myself. So there's nothing wrong with doing that, but you still got to keep grounded within reality about where this thing is potentially going to go and what could happen with dilution. That's all. It could run up next week above 12 bucks. Absolutely. Right now, they're exercising Dennis 1 million. And from what I saw on the Form S1, they have another 5 million in private placement warrants. Alex, hang on 1 second. I'm going to send you an email. Bear with me, guys. Let's see if we can get Alex on camera. That is a long email, girl. 06. Add, invite guest, copy. All right, Alex, check your email. Natsuka asking, do I hold GME? Yes, I have AMC and GME, a much larger position in AMC. Have Scarlett on mic. I don't think Scarlett's in the mood to be on tonight. She's all happy from the pool and not happy that I'm working, but I wanted to come on for a brief amount of time tonight to talk at least about Redbox, if nothing else. Get this out because I didn't cover in my video this morning the difference between the private and public warrants. Chance to say hello to you guys on the Sunday night. Happy Father's Day to you in person. Maybe if Massalorian gets his video uploaded, we can get him on here for a couple minutes. and answer any other questions that you have. Can It Be says brief equals 3 hours. You sound like Scarlett. Can It Be? I always tell her I'm just going to be on an hour. She's like, I know what that means. 3 hours later. Broke Ape, thank you. Happy Father's Day. LS104 says, I'm still trying to understand Rdbx's insane cost to borrow in the last month. It is some of the highest that I've ever seen, without a doubt. It's still an interesting play. I mean, the short interest is over 100%, and the cost to borrow is 900%. That I think you don't just ignore that. There's no reason not to look or think about playing or staying in Rdbx, but you do need to just have your feet on the ground. If your head is in the clouds and you're dreaming about $500, like some of these channels are saying, that's okay. Maybe it will, but they're also not giving you the right information about what is going on with these warrants. And if things start to degrade next week because of dilution, I want you to have the facts so that you can, make your own decisions. And then you can't spend the next year saying that somebody made you a bag holder. And God bless us all if it goes to $500. FTDs also are very high. Yes. Let's pull up the Ortex real quick. I meant to talk about the FTDs this morning. They are through the roof on Rdbx. That is another bullish thing worth looking at. Let's get rid of this. These orange lines are the failures to deliver for Rdbx. 1.83 million shares. This was the last filing, May 31st. Now, Ortex doesn't show me. Ortex doesn't show me anything more recent than May 31st, but clearly this trend up was very nice. I think that's why I didn't put the FTDs on there, because I don't have data for the last couple of weeks. Maybe that is available somewhere else. I didn't go look on any other sites. Massalorian, are you ready? Thumbs up. All right.
Let's do this.
What's up, amigo?
I'm just bewildered right now.
What's going on? Bewildered about what?
I don't understand why this video didn't get monetized. I can't figure it out.
This one that we're on right now?
Or no, the one I posted just 5 minutes ago. Hey, everybody.
No politics talk, was it?
Yeah, it was. Well, no, not really. No, world politics, but not too much about this country.
A few folks also asked me about Revlon.
Yes.
And I was watching Revlon on Friday. I have not looked at it, and I didn't trade it on Friday, but this company was talking about going bankrupt, and then they got a potential buyout offer from some Indian company, which caused the price to soar back up. So that is about all that I know about Revlon. I mean, it was 100% gain.
Yeah.
And let's see if I am probably not going to play Revlon. I'm not really interested in buying a stock of a company that's about to go bankrupt. But cost to borrow 476%, utilization 100%, short interest 72%. Let's see if there was a price. I haven't looked at this article. if they offered a price. What's going to happen on buyouts if they get bought? Whatever the offer price is where the price will peg. Right? You guys have seen this a million times. You've seen that before, right, Mass?
Yes, sir.
If this company offers $2 for Revlon, then the stock's going to go to $2. If the company offers $10 for Revlon, well, then it'll go up and peg right at $10. But I didn't see any news with the price on here, so I can't really say for sure what's going to happen. And that's a big if the deal even goes through.
Right. So I spoke about this at nauseum the other night, actually.
Did
To
you?
the point where, where I called my dad today to tell him about it.
What'd you say? What did you say? You want to give us a nutshell summary?
Yeah, but really we should have someone else talking about this. But I don't know if that could happen. But well, just from what I know, it looks like there's a good chance that possibly it could make a move this week, because of all the numbers I think you just spoke about. Plus, there was a few things that were brought up, I guess, about this guy in India. I'm looking at back at the article again. Let me see. What was it?
I wonder how a company like Revlon is not making money. I mean, they have a great name brand recognition, and the markup in cosmetics is ridiculous, right? I would think.
You would think, right? For Revlon, especially. I mean, that's a name brand, got a built-in following, loyal following. The one thing I did look into was social media influencing and some of the newer cosmetic lines that are out there, as far as like the Kylie Jenners of the world, and how much that they've dominated that space recently, because of how much sway they have, or influence on social media. But the guy who bought it, the trillionaire there, he's I guess there's a lot of speculation on what he possibly is going to do, but yeah, I spoke about it today a little bit. I mean, I don't want to make any predictions, but that's been the what I was recommended to do was possibly go on some options.
I'm looking at their income statement for the last 4 years. Their total revenue is basically flat for the last 4 years, and they've been losing a shit ton of money for at least 4 years. So there's your answer. I don't know how you do that in cosmetics. I know nothing about the industry.
I don't either, too.
But they lost $11.59 a share in 2020 and $3.84 a share in 2021. So I guess that's the answer of why they're going bankrupt. They're just running out of cash. They've been bleeding for at least 4 years.
Yeah, and they people have commented and said, Rev running like that 100% on the 14th, somebody had to know something, right? There must have been some insider stuff going on for it to move like that.
Someone always knows something.
Yeah. Yep. They did file Chapter 11, I'm pretty sure, too, right? So that's the guy Perlman is the guy that owns it now, and he's selling it up to the gentleman in India, right?
From what I see here in the news, there is a gentleman from India that is talking to them about potentially doing a buyout, but I don't see that any deal has been inked. It's a Indian conglomerate.
That's correct. Yep. Conglomerate. Yep, that's right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a little fuzzy.
Mukesh Ambani, Reliance Industries. Maybe if we get Alex on here, she can tell us what she knows about Revlon.
Yeah, I was gonna say we need a female talking about this, right? These are not cinnamon flavored.
Liz,
I wish they were poison right now.
Huh?
I said I wish they were poisonous right now. The mood I'm in. Let's see.
Someone made a comment about your video. I saw it flash by.
What'd it say?
What was the topic of your video? Be honest.
The Great Reset. Economic, intentional economic collapse by the U.S. government.
And you're wondering why they didn't monetize it?
I don't know.
You know, we love you, Massalorian.
I gotta get another platform. This ain't working.
You need to get on Rumble for some of this content.
I know.
Not that you're going to get paid on Rumble either, but
no, I know it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's all volunteer work. That's why this stock better fucking squeeze. I'm gonna lose it.
We were talking last week about a guy. There was another YouTuber, and he got his whole Discord
wiped. Really?
Yes, because he was talking about government shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, they clearly are monitoring content. I saw Jimmy Dore did a story on it a couple of days ago that they actually found some evidence. Or maybe it wasn't Jimmy Dore. Maybe it was Breaking Points. You know, Crystal and Saga on Breaking Points. I think that might have been on their show that they found a bunch of documents about how they're suppressing independent media, anyone that's a news or politics channel. I don't know what you have your settings to on YouTube, but mine's news and politics. That's my category. What do you have?
I have a bunch of categories, and I wish I knew how to turn some of them off. Because, God damn it, if I watch one video like on, I don't know, cooking, all of a sudden I get 100 recommendations about cooking, and I don't want to see that. Really? I got all these bubbles at the top of the categories, and I usually just click the one that says stocks. But, I would like to see a little bit more than just stocks. But how do I get rid of all those damn categories at the top? I don't know.
I have no idea. You know me and YouTube. But I meant more like on when you go to your creator and then you're in your description, you know how you have to select the category there? There's like 15 of them or 12 maybe, like news, politics, entertainment.
I put all mine as education.
Oh, you put yours as education. Okay. So they're probably monitoring news and politics channels more because I bet that means we have different even rankings on Social Blade. Because I'm under news and politics. If you go to Social Blade and look up Massalorian, it's news and politics, not entertainment or anything or education. So I wonder if that is flagging all independent media that's covering news and politics. Probably.
Yeah, I mean, but that is what you talk about too, news and politics. So
yeah, I'm not going to lie about what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm not going to be misleading. So that's what it is. Yeah. Oh well, what can you do?
Alex is trying to chicken out coming on camera. She's
oh no.
She said, I'm not a stock expert. Alex, come on, we want to talk to you about makeup.
We need a makeup expert. Yeah. We need a makeup expert.
It's okay, X. We'll be gentle.
We need someone that has mall experience and, knows is this company still worth anything? I wonder what they have for assets right now. That's what I haven't looked into.
Yeah, I'll look into that later. If anyone from my Discord remembers the gentleman who got his Discord wiped, removed, let me know. Because I don't remember the guy's name. It was one of my viewers that I guess regularly watched this guy.
Okay.
And he had some edgy political content. The type of content that you might see get banned from Facebook.
Right. Or Twitter.
Yeah. And you got to realize, these companies where their headquarters are, all of them, including Discord. And, they kind of make the rules. If you cross some little desk jockey's, gosh, I even hate to say it, but you cross somebody's line of attention, they're going to start babysitting your channel real quick and real close.
All you have to do is hurt someone's feelings at this point, and you can be under attack. It's nuts. Yep. I mean, look what happened at the Post, not the Post, at the Times, but the guy that retweeted the comedy tweet, and the woman Felicia flipped out, started slamming everyone at the whole paper, and she ended up getting her ass fired. But geez, it's like people, you know, if you're out there worried about everyone's feelings, you'll never get anything accomplished. You won't. You can't lead from behind. So I don't know anyone else to say it to do it. It's the only way I know.
Mark Mills said Marfugal News. That doesn't ring a bell. And I didn't recognize the channel when they were telling me about it in Discord, but I did look it up. Massalorian, I don't know. Did you hear? Were you able to hear any of the update I gave on Rdbx when we were starting up?
No, I'd like to hear anything that's added from earlier today. If you have anything new.
Couple 5-second summary. There is public warrants and private warrants. And there's a lot of messaging out on Reddit and Twitter talking about public warrants can't be exercised until the stock's been over $18 for 20 days or something like that, which might be true for the public warrants, but the 8K filed on Friday is for the private warrants. There are two different batches.
Okay.
When they went public, it's all listed out. And I went over it in the beginning of this video. This is a private placement warrant. There's 6 million shares available. They're exercising 1 million of them. They're doing it within 4 days. This is not in dispute. It's in the Form 8K. It must be done within 4 days, and the exercise price was $11.50, clearly stated in the 8K. And I know the reason I wanted to talk about this really quick tonight is because of the amount of misinformation confusing the upcoming warrants with the verbiage in the Form S1 about the public warrants.
Right.
So
okay.
Two different things.
Right. So you said, so 1 million shares are going to drop no matter what in the next 4 days. And we've lost all opportunity for our gamma squeeze. And when I say we, I mean retail, because I don't own it. So,
you know, I had a bunch of people come in the comments and say, you guys, you know, all of you are using the wrong brokers. You know, there's plenty of brokers that are still selling options for Rdbx. And I asked every single one of them, name one, because I'll go buy some options and try it out on Tuesday.
right.
And I'll try and exercise them. Name one. Not one person responded.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're going to bring Alex in. Alex, can you turn your camera horizontal? There you go. Just so you match us.
Did it work?
Yeah, there you go.
Now you just got to center yourself.
Okay.
All right. I know you're nervous, Alex.
I am.
Okay.
Don't be nervous.
Okay. So, Alex, we have a question. Have you ever used Revlon products?
Yeah, I have.
You have. All right. And
how recently?
What is your personal preference in makeup products, if you have one? Like Sephora, Revlon? Look, it's not my area of expertise.
Yeah, if I go to buy makeup, I'm going to be buying stuff from Sephora. I'm not really... Revlon's more of like a drugstore brand more than a popular brand.
So drugstore brand being less expensive than your normal makeup?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
did you know that Revlon's been losing money for the last 4 years?
I didn't, but that's not surprising.
Not surprising to you?
No, because it's not necessarily like the best makeup.
Sergeant Beef says Sephora does not sell Revlon brand products.
Yeah, I was going to ask. So do any of them, do Macy's or Dillard's or any of those places, I don't know, they don't have Filene's anymore. I'm trying to think of other department stores, but major department stores, do they still have like Revlon makeup areas?
In like Macy's and stuff like that?
Yeah, in malls, like brick and mortar?
No, not that I know of.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's only like a drugstore type brand. Like I don't think that it's sold in places like that.
Got it. Drugstore brand. So that could be one of the major issues, right? I wonder how like online. I wonder what their online capabilities are, what their infrastructure is like.
Someone said I used Revlon in high school. I don't know how long ago that was for you, girl. But
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. How long has it been since you used a Revlon product? Is it something that like you wouldn't even dare put on your face? Is that how bad it is?
I mean, it's not terrible. It's not terrible, like bad like that. But there's just so many other makeups that are like way higher quality, way better. Like you're not gonna want to put something on your face that's just not as good of a product when you can get something that's better from a drugstore than Revlon.
Oh, even in the drugstores, you can get a better product than Revlon.
Yeah, like if you go to Walgreens or you go to Walmart or you go to places like that, you can get better quality products.
Tammy says that Ulta sells Revlon. So the reason we're
Ulta.
talking about Revlon, their stock has recently run up 100%. So it doubled. They're about to file bankruptcy, but there is potentially a buyout offer from a company in India. We don't know the price that they're offering for the company, and I'm just gonna watch Revlon. You guys play it to your heart's content.
Of course, the one time.
Yeah, all it's gonna take is a deal to come through from that dude in India, that conglomerate, and if the price is considerably higher than where Revlon is at right now, hey, bonus to all of you who are holding Revlon. But if the offer price comes in less than 382 or whatever Revlon's at right now, well, the stock price is going to immediately drop. So Natsuka says, guys, I'm a makeup artist. Google Frank B. Ask me. Well, what would you like to tell us, Natsuka? You got some expertise too, more than Massalorian and I do. Maybe you and Alex can get us up to speed. Would you guys recommend taking a chance on Revlon stock? Natsuka. Eric says, Tony, Revlon, Maybelline, and Herbal Essence are all old school products that are on the bottom shelf of the brick and mortar stores. Woo!
I wonder what their market is like in India, because maybe that is something. I wonder if that has any. Probably not, but you know, if it is going to be, they got to be all over India already. I'm sure they got to be.
So, Alex, since you're first time here on the channel, tell us really briefly. The folks are going to want to know like who you are. First of all, Alex is my sister-in-law, guys. We were just down at their pool celebrating Father's Day. Thanks for having us down there, Alex. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And they're going to want to know, are you a stock expert? Are you a newbie? Do you invest in any stocks and crypto, or are you just looking to start learning? Tell us just very briefly about that.
Yeah, I've always wanted to learn about the stock market and everything, but I don't know much about it. So I guess, yes, I would be a newbie. That's also why I'm on here with you and always watching your lives and stuff to try to learn more about it.
All right. We're going to make you rich. Just keep on watching.
Okay. Thanks, Tony.
And I know that the viewers get tired of looking at my ugly face and hearing Massalorian's accent, you know, so
must be annoying.
Yeah. Between my ugliness and your accent, Massalorian, it's about time that we got a female on here.
No, seriously.
Scarlett is always welcome, but Scarlett's a little camera shy. So Alex generously offered to come in from time to time.
Yes, it's nerve-wracking. So
it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
it is. I know. Well, you can maybe you can soften Scarlett up a little bit and show her that you survived.
Oh, I'll get her to come around.
Yeah, you got to work on her.
Good.
I need a photo from you to put on the thumbnail, though, so don't forget to send me that after.
Okay, I will. All right, I'm gonna get out of here, though. It was nice talking to you guys.
All right, ladies.
Nice to meet you.
Stopping in. Take care, Alex.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so that just dashed my dreams to pieces. No, I'm just kidding.
Dash your dreams what?
Yeah, to pieces.
Well, you thought she was going to hang out with us?
I thought I was going to be swaying in cash. No, I thought she was going to say like, "Whoa, that's Revlon's great." That's crazy.
Yeah, it sounds like from the comments in the chat and from what Alex said, Revlon is kind of it might be a short squeeze, but the way I traditionally view plays like that is if I know there's a buyout coming, I know that the price is going to peg at the buyout price. And we don't know it right now. So many times we wake up and a stock has jumped 100, 200% based on the buyout offer. So I'd say you just rolling the dice with Revlon and maybe you'll get lucky. Don't put money in it that you can't afford to lose.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
That's my general thoughts on that.
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
Massalorian, ask her out on a date. Funny story. My son was with me at the pool. He's 20. And Alex said, "Hey, Marcus, can I give my sister's phone number to you?"
Really?
Alex trying to hook up her 21-year-old sister with my with my 20-year-old son.
Good for her.
And her sister, she showed me a picture. She's a nice looking lady.
Really? All right.
But she lives in Chicago, I think, is what Alex said. So that's kind of it's a bit of ways from Texas.
That's a hike. Yeah. Just make sure you wear a bulletproof vest in and out of the city. You'll be fine. Right, Lori?
Eric says, if you rub some Revlon on it, things get better. Oh, Eric.
Hold on. Eric, what he's saying, Tony just made a comment about being ugly and maxed. Oh, made fun of my accent. I'm sorry, both of it gets better. All right, I see it. Yeah, I can't control the chat, guys, because it's on Tony's live stream. So I'm trying to read everything. So if I'm not saying anything, I can't. Mike said, Tony, don't hook up your son with a Yankee.
Yeah, I gave Alex a little bit of hell for being from Chicago. She's like, "Well, I didn't really grow up in Chicago. I grew up in Washington State and Washington D.C." So, well, she comes from an Army family, so
okay.
She kind of lived all over like I did.
Yep. Boss Blizz is from Chicago.
Really?
Yeah, Boss Blizz. Yeah, I think originally, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Adam says, "What about the 50 million shares AMC approved?" Did you hear anything about 50 million shares AMC, Adam?
Absolutely not. I wish I was Adam. Absolutely not. I would have got those FTDs. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, I haven't heard about any new share dilution from AMC. There were a lot of people putting out videos threatening, that saying Aron might dilute, but nothing happened.
Based off on a year-old video that apparently no one went back to actually watch to see what he said, because he was pretty clear that he wasn't releasing anything until 2023. So, but we Twitter bombed him. We do what we need to do for absolutely no reason. It's great. Let's piss off the CEO we're trying to squeeze a stock on.
Here's a good question. Is there a relation with Bitcoin and AMC and GameStop? Have they used Bitcoin as a piggy bank and now they got their margin call and that's why Bitcoin have dumped recently? I don't look at anything in crypto world as specific to one stock. You got to think, you got to get your eyes off of the AMC GameStop wheel and realize there's 9,000 stocks out there and all of them are going down. Nothing in my opinion, I know this, some of you are going to want to throw a beer can at your TV screen right now. Nothing in my opinion happens because of AMC and GameStop, but the market going down, everything dumping, the S&P, the NASDAQ, liquidity drying up. There's a lot of good reasons why institutions could be taking money out of crypto. Absolutely. Do I think it's specific to one or two stocks? No, I don't. There's thousands of stocks that they're getting cremated on right now. And they might need some cash to shore up their collateral positions. Absolutely. Or it could just be that crypto is falling and there's margin calls happening on the crypto side because people were levered up with loans on crypto, and the further it falls, the more of them get trapped and margin called on the crypto side. So, or it could be a combination of both. What do you think, Mass?
So I don't know if you saw, but I was holding up. I went and grabbed the Times this morning, and this is the front page of the business section. Can you read it?
Brace yourself for the drop.
For the drop. Right in, I think it's the first page. You still get the Times, Tony?
I get the
Not the
journal.
Time.
I get
The
the
journal?
journal on the weekends, and I get the digital edition on the weekdays.
It's funny because so I went through the whole business section. I just wanted to see because there's stuff on real estate in here, and sometimes I don't know if you can find everything online, but I like having the physical paper sometimes. But this article here, they talk about how people are right now going into pawning stuff to be able to pay rent. A lot of people getting cut off from government programs. They're talking about the policies of the Fed. It was a pretty crazy article. But then right in the next page, you look over and it's bear markets visit as often as severe storms. So in here, it's saying that it's basically saying recessions happen often. Recent history is deceptive, but it's really not, because if you go back and look, everything's cyclical, right? So yeah, recessions do happen. They're followed by people looking up to a brighter market, and then FOMO starts. You do have cycles, they're economic cycles. And I think the Fed messing with that natural economic cycle is what put us in this mess we're in. So, but your question was about Bitcoin, right? Originally, I thought there was an article in here about Bitcoin. That's why
the original question up on the screen was, is Bitcoin and crypto markets falling because of AMC and GameStop?
I don't believe that. I don't believe it's any kind of, they didn't just take, I mean, you're talking about trillions of dollars just came out of the crypto economy, right? Out of crypto in the last 3 months, or not even the last month and a half, 6 weeks. It's fallen what, 24 more percent? Yeah, I don't know. They always say that, and I know there have been comparisons made and burn-offs of Ethereum and Bitcoin right before the memes ran a couple times, right? Didn't that happen, or am I totally off with that?
There were in last year's 2 run-ups, Bitcoin and crypto in general did fall just before we ran up in GameStop and AMC. That is a fact.
We never got paid with that money. So where did all that money go that they cashed in for crypto? What did they do with it? Because we didn't get paid on it. So where is it?
Well, the question always in my mind was that coincidental or was it correlated? Right. And so I've been saying I want to see a third data point before I say causation or correlation.
Correlation. Yeah.
And maybe we'll get one. I jokingly said on Pantheon's live stream last night, AMC and GameStop will squeeze when Bitcoin hits $9,832. Now, obviously, I just made that up, but if things continue to melt down, there could be absolutely some institution that gets in trouble with collateral and's got to start closing out some short positions, either because they need to lock in some gains, or they're told to clear out their books. Right, the first of the dominoes that we're waiting to fall. So that it is. What else do we got to be excited about right now? With the markets going down, it is a plausible scenario that somebody gets caught off guard and goes out of business and starts the dominoes tumbling. It's absolutely one of many scenarios that could cause a short squeeze to start up. Pantheon's going to join us here. I think he might want to say a couple words. What's up, amigo?
Well, I thought it was time the 3 amigos got back together.
Welcome back.
Happy Father's Day.
I'm getting really worried now that this might not be a timeline that fits Scarlett's. Scarlett's not going to be happy. Now it's going to be a good discussion. We had Alex in here earlier. Now we got Pantheon. What's up? What do you want to? What kind of knowledge bombs you want to drop on us?
Well, I want to apologize. It's hard to follow up, Alex. I'm sorry for all the viewers. I'll do my best.
With a black and white sketch. What?
Now, happy Father's Day, Tony.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy Father's Day. Yeah.
Just the question brought up earlier about the 50 million shares. We can address this super
Yes.
fast and super easy. So I've talked about this on my channel a few times and put out a specific video on it this morning. What this is there's a company in India, and this company in India is called S Corp Asset Management. S Corp Asset Management in India is a type of company called an AMC type company, which is an asset management corporation.
I saw that headline.
Yes, the article headline says board of AMC stock approves 2 to 3 bonus shares. Now, what's happened is some YouTubers and people in Twitter have taken that heading, did not read the very first line of the article, which says board of directors of S Corp Asset Management have approved 2 for 3 bonus share issue. The person who wrote this article.
Wait,
Yes.
You mean someone rushed out a video without actually reading the article?
No.
Well, they didn't take the Tony Denaro method of creating videos, which is get your act together and then produce your video so that it's not fake or not FUD, right? And I appreciate that you do that, Tony. It's really simple. In this article, it talks about how they're going to issue 50 million equity shares for this company, and it talks about how it's rupees 10 only. There's a flag, guys. Bonus shares by the company called S Corp Asset Management. There's a flag. Runs on the India exchange. There's a flag. Approved by a board meeting on June 10th. There's a red flag. Guys, this whole article, if you just read it, it's not AMC Entertainment. The person who wrote it, this is what their heading actually says. Board of Asset Management Corporation stock approves. That's what it would say if you built it up. It is not AMC Entertainment. So hopefully everybody gets this. There is no bonus shares for AMC Entertainment. It is entirely a different company called S Corp Asset Management, which is an asset management corporation. And the guy who wrote this article, with interesting timing, I might add, just called it an AMC stock, which was very, very misleading.
Yeah,
and I can tell you the YouTubers that went with this, they just didn't do some due diligence. They didn't do it intentionally to cause FUD. So,
I thank you for filling in the gaps on that, because I remember last Friday or maybe Thursday seeing that headline flash across my Google, and I quickly clicked on it, saw that it was a company in India, and didn't read any further. It came up obviously because it said AMC, but I didn't read down into it to know that about the 50 million. As soon as I saw it wasn't our play, I just moved on with my day. So thank you for.
I did the same thing. I thought it was AMC Networks after I read the first line. I'm like, oh, this ain't theater company. What the hell is this? But I did watch your video, Pantheon. You broke it down. Awesome. Thank you.
It's an honest mistake that people could make, but it proves, Tony, what you say consistently is it's better to take your time and be correct than it is to be first.
This might be, speaking of.
Hey, real quick, just to butt in. I don't mean to butt in, actually, but Bitcoin's roaring back, huh?
It's coming back up. Yeah, I saw that. I'm still
roaring.
not buying. I'm still not buying. I don't trust it. But I was going to say really quickly, I had a very nice chat with another Discord group, a group of a couple hundred folks. Maybe some of them are listening in tonight. Welcome. I told them about Massalorian, Pantheon, Casey Shaw. These guys are looking for a good stable of folks on YouTube that take the time to do real due diligence. And unfortunately, they got trapped in another channel going over some spreadsheets. In fact, they were the ones that provided a spreadsheet to another channel talking about 95% institutional ownership. And I'll see if I can get the gentleman who was featured in that other channel's video. He and I have had several conversations. He wanted to assure me that it was not intentional. He was not trying to mislead anybody. He is a data analyst, but he wasn't familiar with the data. And he also is not aware that Bloomberg already told you the institutional ownership, and you didn't need to do all these gyrations through creating your own spreadsheet. So I'll see if I can get him on the channel to let him say that in his own words. But I want to tip my hat to him again for having the guts to reach out and get on the same page as far as understanding. Because I'm sure, I don't know about Massalorian and Pantheon, but when I started doing this, I made the same mistakes, getting confused between the different types of filings and 13Fs and imports, and that the report date mattered. You know, there's a lot of ways to get confused with data if you're not familiar with looking at it.
Yeah. Or trying to transfer those ideas from yourself onto a platform and express them to other people, you know, correctly. I think I probably had issues with that in the past. I know I did. Not explaining things all the way that they should be, or something was left out that was important that didn't make it the way it seemed. So you got to be careful. Definitely. Definitely.
Pantheon, you got any other hot button issues for the weekend?
That's going to end up being a pun you've got there. You've got somebody in the comments named Dumb Monkey who's got a question. Are you able to pull that one up regarding
About fallout shelters?
Fallout shelters, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. So you guys planning on survival afterwards? I've been trying to contact Atlas Survival Shelters. They're obviously busy with people like me. Atlas Survival Shelters was a victim of arson about 2.5 weeks ago. Somebody showed up there with a Molotov cocktail and burnt down their office. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. These are the guys who service the 1%. I've talked about this on my show. That's great that you brought this up. They serve the 1%ers, not serve them. That's a big part of their clientele. They've pretty much wrapped up most of those orders, and they've moved on to the 99% orders. And strangely enough, this gentleman who runs it has a YouTube channel, and his office was the victim of a that's all I was recording on his cameras, picked up the whole thing, security cameras. They kicked open the door, threw in a Molotov cocktail, and burnt down his whole office. So if you're having trouble reaching them, they'll need a little bit of time. Their office is burnt down.
I don't have the space in my current property to put in a fallout shelter, but interestingly enough, there were 2 of them that I was following on YouTube, and they seemed to have a bitter rivalry. Was Atlas one of those 2?
Yes. The other one tried to take them out of business by throwing out a lot of FUD and backhanded kind of actions.
Yeah, I find the whole topic fascinating, and you know how they lob allegations against each other about, oh, this thing's just going to rust out in 300 days. You know, they use shoddy workmanship, yada yada yada.
Well, it's business is probably about to get booming, so it's going to be competitive, right?
I don't know
if you can get.
If I had 20,000 extra laying around right now, I'd be buying AMC or GameStop stock, not a fallout shelter. I'll take my chances with fallout, but I'm pretty sure a short squeeze is coming on one of these stocks.
Oh yeah, I definitely meant after the squeeze.
Right.
Strangely enough, things seem to be telegraphed to the 1%ers before the rest of us find out. They said their business really picked up about 5 years ago, and they were asking their clients what is, like, Bill Gates is one of his clients. Every one of Bill Gates' properties has an elaborate shelter built under it. And he was asking his clients why, what's with the big push right now? None of them would really say why. And he sort of figured out based on the things that are happening. So he's an interesting character. And what's kind of funny is the last video he made, it's not really funny, but the last video he made before he got arson was showing how the discrepancy between the American made or what his competitors use for mechanical ventilation systems versus the ones he uses, which are from Switzerland. And in fact, they actually were right in front of his desk as part of the fire. And the ones that his competitors use actually completely melted. And the ones that he uses were still actually sitting there right through the fire. So he was using that as a comparison to say, see how good my stuff is. But he's got a good sense of humor about the thing. But he's put up a $50,000 cash reward for anyone that leads to information to arrest and conviction.
Did you say Gates has multiples?
Yep.
You say, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Every one of Bill Gates' properties, he's got these shelters on them. What's one of his clients that actually said he could talk about it, which is strange that Bill would allow that.
If money and land space was no issue, I'd absolutely put one in. Why not? I mean, why not?
I'm just going to commandeer one of Gates's. That's all.
Ken says, can you lend any understanding as to why Bank of America has increased its short position in AMC? So this is an interesting topic, and I hate calling people out by name, but Frank Nez is one that I will call out by name because Frank, feel free to reach out to me, buddy, but he does a not very good job of explaining things. That's the nicest way I can say it. And he did put out an article recently that has been concerning a lot of people. I get this question a lot about Bank of America increasing their short position. First of all, if you've been in this play for a while, you know that nobody's short positions are reported. What we see on 13Fs is long positions, calls, and puts. And Frank misworded, maybe accidentally, maybe intentionally, maybe it's some would say a fair use of the word to categorize puts as a short position, but thousands of institutions or have puts on AMC and GameStop. So in Q1, there was a recent filing in the last couple of weeks from Q1, January to March 31st, that Bank of America decreased their long position, if I'm not mistaken, and they definitely increased the amount of puts that they had. Can I cover? Yes, Massalorian. So they did increase their puts, but there's always jockeying around in the 13Fs between different institutions, calls and puts. So it was, I think, a poor wording choice. And but it is a fact that they did increase their put position. And who wouldn't increase a downside bet in a declining market on any basket of stocks? Pantheon, do you have any comment?
I think you nailed it. I don't think there's anything more I could add. Honestly, well said. Sorry, I don't mean to be so short, but I just be rambling.
I'm trying to give anybody a chance to say anything different, because I'm not always right, Pantheon.
I don't disagree with you on this topic. Not that you're not always right.
Let's see. Jeremiah says it's funny that the hedge funds keep putting up with AMC. They never learn. Yeah, there are a lot of institutions that have major short and put positions on many stocks, all of the indexes. And I was just reading, Pantheon, did you see the article this weekend? Who is the dude? There was an article in the financial news this weekend about one of these bank or institution owners. God damn it, I can't remember his name, that has multi-billion-dollar short bets on Europe and European stocks. I put it in the Discord. Someone help me out in my Discord.
Is that Dalio or Dallo?
Yes, Dalio.
Ray Dalio. Yeah, a 1.5 billion euro short bet against EU stocks.
Yep. And I bet, many of these guys have multi-billion-dollar short bets against American stocks too. But in particular, Dalio thinks that the European stocks are going to suffer because of the Ukraine-Russia situation. And and especially if there's war that breaks out beyond Ukraine.
Spanish bank, Santander, Bayer, pharmaceutical company, and Alliance Financial Services. Well, those are some interesting choices. Don't disagree.
Pam, the trader. What's up, Pam? Thanks for joining in.
Hey, Pam.
Would a share recall by AMC expose shorts? That is a good question, Magic Ape. I'm sure any of us could answer that, but I'll let Pantheon take a whack at it.
I think a share recall is what we would want versus a share count. And a share recall then actually, I believe, and we'll see if I'm right on this, my belief is yes, that would expose short positions, or at the very least uncover information for Adam Aron to actually put his teeth into. But that information also still comes from the DTC, if I'm not mistaken. And I'd love to be corrected if I've got this one wrong.
My understanding is that only the lenders can do a share recall, not AMC.
That's what I understood too. Yeah, Adam Aron can't do it. That's what I thought, or else he would have by now. I would think. The hell would he be waiting for?
But it would expose the shorts if a share recall was done.
It would, if all of the lenders agreed and banded together to recall their shorted share loans, then yes, all the shorts would have to be covered. But how do you get 20 or 30 or 50 different institutions to all band together and agree to forego the income of lending out shares by recalling them? That is the challenge. But to answer your question, Magic Ape, AMC cannot recall shares.
Did you guys talk about have we discussed the tweet at all? No.
Which one?
Right? Adam Aron's tweet from the other night.
Not tonight. I did a video on it. But
Yeah,
what
right.
would you like to say?
No, I just know there's a lot of
yours.
there's a lot of did I do a video on it? I don't think I did. No, I don't think I did. There's just a lot of back and forth. Seems like everyone's split up into two camps about Adam Aron and his capabilities. Not so much as the CEO. I think he's doing a fine job with that. I don't know. That's just my opinion, but I think he's doing an excellent job being a CEO. That's just my humble opinion. But it seems like there's two camps right now. Some people are saying that Adam Aron is against us, not against us, but not for us. Well, it seems like the other half of us think that he's managing the company and he's going to let whatever happens. I don't think he's looking to get into a lawsuit and get held up in court at 60, 65, however old he is now. There's just a lot of things. I notice it seems a lot more now that it's more divided about Adam Aron, not so much the play itself, but the CEO. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but
I think that the camps for and against Adam Aron have been in place for a year, and they just get more and more divided.
Maybe that's what it is.
There was always the camps, and then the whole Mark Cahodas NFT thing divided even more people. And it seems like every time Adam has any communication, people get more and more divided. In general, I support him, but I understand both sides. I try not to take a side, but my general comment is let him do his job and get us profitable, because if no other catalysts work out, that is one that will wreck the short thesis. It is unfortunately the long plan, and no one wants to hear that.
Here's something else I was thinking about earlier today, because I'm doing this video on Cohen and GameStop. We need to keep up with GameStop right now because they have all the catalysts in the near future. They got the dividend, the NFT, the marketplace, the split. AMC needs to keep up with them. So the fundamentals need to be there, and we need to keep seeing revenue. I saw someone put in Twitter the other day that during the Great Depression, movie theaters did like 500%. Went up like crazy because everyone was so depressed. It was like the only thing you could do for entertainment that was cheap enough. Which I don't know if that would still be the case today, but there's a lot of things you can do. There's a lot of things you can't do for under $20, right? So no matter what happens in the near future, as far as, the market itself, if GDP comes back for, a second quarter in a row and we're down again, and it's official on paper that we're in a recession, even if that happens, I think there's still hope that the movies will be okay, and we can continue to either ride along with GameStop and switch on each other's coattails from time to time. But ultimately, in the end, I think it's really important that AMC keeps up, because we don't want to get too far behind. And I own both stocks. So,
you want to weigh in on it, Adam Aron?
Sure. It seems whenever Adam Aron talks and people respond to it and talk about it, in this play at AMC, it's interesting how much YouTuber hate automatically gets thrown out to everybody who takes a stance on any of this stuff. So I'll try and tread carefully on this. You know, I'm not upset with the tweet. Look, there, I'm gonna get it, so that's fine. Let's just do it. Okay, Adam Aron has no interest in being in court for the next 4 to 5 years. Everybody that wants to say the Overstock CEO did it, so why can't Adam Aron do it? That dude was in courts for what, 4 or 5 years, and he won the case, but it took a long freaking time. It cost a hell of a lot of money, and that's not something Adam Aron's looking at. He's not going to be around 4 or 5 years from now, in my opinion. He has no interest in taking this thing to court and saying the wrong thing. He's been very cautious in his earnings calls of saying, hey, for all the lawyers listening, and then he says his next piece. He's very careful about what he can and can't say. This play is not going to be dependent upon Adam Aron coming out and saying there's naked shorts and we're going after them. We don't need him to say that. What we need Adam Aron, in my opinion, to do is to continue to improve the revenues of the company, because I want an asset to improve its value while I wait for the short squeeze to take place. And as it's getting better fundamentals, I've been saying this for months, as it gets better fundamentals and the value of our company gets closer to the company gets closer to profitability and the value is increasing and it's worth a heck of a lot more than it costs today, that is good for all of us as we wait. It's like a dividend stock. I wouldn't mind getting paid to wait while the capital appreciation's coming. Adam Aron is doing his job. And for the people who are freaking out that Adam Aron is not pushing forward the short squeeze, his job is not to force a short squeeze on this play. His job is to fix the company, pay down the debt, and take care of his priorities from a fundamental aspect. And I want him to do that while I wait for this short squeeze to take place. Adam Aron is not the CEO of the squeeze. He's the CEO of the company. And for the people who are freaking out about it, you're getting too emotional and you're too impatient. Let the hate come.
Can I ask you a question? Because I've looked into Overstock a couple times, but maybe not as deep as everybody here. Did Overstock ever get delisted temporarily while they were going through all of that? Because I saw a comment. I saw a comment alluding to that.
Good question.
I'm not sure if they got delisted during that process. That's a real good question.
Someone said in a comment, Adam Aron doesn't want AMC to get delisted like Overstock did. And I have no idea if that was a true statement or an emotional one. I don't know.
Do you guys think there is any truth behind the theory that he's pissed because he didn't get his raise and that's why he blamed retail for the price going down? What was his exact words about retail and the price going down? I don't remember him putting those words together.
Well, I'm going to paraphrase a bit. What I believe he was trying to say, well, what he said, I believe, was when we had shares to put out into the market, the price went up both times. And now that we don't have shares, the price went down. And it's certainly not that simple. And he knows that.
That was the most disturbing thing to me about his statement in that meeting. It almost sounded like he was trying to build a case for dilution, saying the last 2 times we did it, the price went up. And that may be true, but in general, dilution does not lead to price running up in stocks.
No.
In general.
To a previous thing Adam has said is, when he does have shares available, he feels like he's very good at knowing when to sell into strength to not harm this stock price. And he's given examples in the past when he's done it. The both times that he did do it on AMC, he sold into strength, which wasn't like coming out of nowhere and dropped us with a nasty sell. But we've been very clear back saying no more shares until we squeeze. And you know, I think we were very clear at saying we don't think that you guys should be taking these big bonuses or big compensations when, you know, the company still hasn't reached profitability. We're going to get there. And his estimates were Q3, Q4, right? And he's doing a good job to get there, but we're saying slow down. I
saw a comment on Twitter, which I also didn't agree with. This guy was very angry, or maybe this gal, that we did not approve Adam Aron's pay increase, saying that he's paid very poorly compared to comparable executives, and that is completely not true. If you look at his pay compared to the CEO of Cinemark, Adam, I covered this in a video when I was going over the proxy statement. I think
like 5x.
Yeah, he's getting paid multiples,
way over
multiples of CEOs of other theater chains. So Adam, I'm sorry if your pay was not approved, but people are not happy because you're not answering the question about share count. You're not answering their questions about digging into a little bit, throw us a freaking bone on the synthetics, but more importantly, get the company profitable. And I'm sure some pay increase will be approved, but he is paid very well, multiple times more than his peers in his industry. So sorry.
No, you're spot on.
I voted against the pay increase, and I don't feel bad about it.
I think he'll be all right.
He'll be fine. I also don't like that he sold his shares into the run-up that we paid for.
Boom. That too. Yep. Why is Ryan Cohen buying back shares and Adam Aron selling?
Exactly. So I get it. I defended him for doing it. It's his right to do it. I've been in that position in corporate life where the bulk of my wealth was tied up in one company's stock. I sympathize, Adam, but it was not, and it's the normal human thing to do, but it was not a good look. So don't be surprised that your pay didn't get approved, your pay increase.
So I'm just going back to look over Overstock. I don't see anything about it ever being delisted during the litigation.
Yeah, I never remember hearing that until I saw a comment on it last week.
Yeah, I don't see anything. You know what's funny though in the article? This is from 2016. It says the suit first filed in 07. You want me to read this? Just this little paragraph? Pretty funny. You want me to read it or no?
Yeah.
It says the suit first filed in 2007 alleged that certain prime brokerage firms had engaged in illegal market manipulation, naked short selling, or selling phantom shares of stock in a deliberate effort to manipulate Overstock's share prices. Over many years and millions of dollars of discovery, generating millions of documents, Overstock.com chased the conduct of several of these firms, settled with many, and eventually winnowed its cases down to principal defendants, Goldman Sachs and Merrill Pro. Talks about dismissing the case. And then he says, Overstock feels the fight was well worth it. Bringing this conduct to light has caused useful change in the way the SEC regulates closeout requirements for stock trading. In short, Overstock believes the effort has helped reform the U.S. capital markets and lessen the opportunities for illegal stock manipulation. Don't we wish? That wasn't in there. That was I had the last line, but the rest of it was there. Funny,
man.
huh? They only knew.
Thank God they paved the way for lessening corruption and manipulation in the stock market.
Yeah, it's a good thing though, because you know that West Christian thing, the whole West Christian lawsuit and cases, and all of his wealth of knowledge, all the interviews he did, definitely helped. Strengthen some of the DD that was done, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
So I'm glad that Overstock did what he did.
What do you guys think Adam meant about pouncing in Q2? I had one basic theory. There's, I'm sure, a lot of much better theories than mine, but I was thinking either I was hoping it would be a crypto coin, but crypto coin is maybe less compelling now that the crypto markets are declining. But what if Q2 is the first quarter that they are able to eke out a penny profit?
That'd be huge, huge. But do you think he would have used that language? What about pounce in Q2 gives you the idea that we're like, what do you associate with pounce? I think of jumping on something.
To be able to crow that you posted a profit when everyone was saying you're going bankrupt, that is huge.
Got it. Okay,
Huge.
I see. Pounce with the news that I'm back.
Absolutely.
Pretty much. Yep.
I mean, they would trumpet that to the ends of the earth that this company is profitable again. The shorts thesis is wrecked. But I'm sure other people have other great ideas about what he might have meant. Pantheon, have you guys come up with any in the think tank that you want to share?
I haven't had anything in the think tank on it, but I've definitely come up with some ideas outside of it. Just last night, I was talking to a few other people. I'm not gonna. I'll tell you guys offline. I'm not gonna say it online. It'll end up being Pantheon said blah blah blah. I'm not putting on a tinfoil hat for that. I'll tell you guys offline of some ideas that I've got.
All right. One other quick question here. Someone said Sundial is on the clock to be delisted. I think it's August, right? That Sundial is getting delisted, but they'll be doing a reverse split. I'm 99.9% certain. And then we'll see what happens. That's generally not the most bullish thing to happen, a reverse split. But I'm going to hold my few shares of Sundial through to the bitter end, just in case.
Looks like
I got them cheap. I got them cheap, so it's fine. And I did not load the boat.
Hey, you guys have a bigger audience than I reach. Is there a couple other things you don't mind if I jump on and debunk really quick?
Absolutely, go for it. Go
Yep.
wild.
There's a gentleman named Donahue George. That's the guy who started the lawsuit in Florida against Citadel for removing the buy button. And he's got a YouTube channel now. I think it's Donahue George Real Estate or something like that. He recently put out a tweet saying that Adam Aron, in his whole, the tweet that we're talking about that Adam Aron put out, Donahue George put out a tweet saying, well, you haven't been consistent with the share quantity. And he quoted a July 30th, 2021 share count of like 513 million and then a recent number of 516.8. And Donahue George was saying Adam's not even being consistent. Guys, there's a thing called an equity incentive plan, and the executives get compensated from it. They get cash plus they get stocks, and it's to incentivize them that the better the company does, the higher the share price is, the more they're going to get for their shares. So do a better job and you'll get more money. And those get distributed out, at least in this case, 3 million shares. The difference exactly to the share was distributed out January, February, and March of 2022. So if you go to the Form 4s on the NASDAQ SEC filings for AMC and you add them all up, it equals out to exactly 516.8. So there's one that we can debunk right off the bat, that the share count of 516.8 million issued shares is correct. There's 40,000 shares left that Adam Aron could issue, that he has currently. 40,000, that's it. Now there's another 7.5 million in the equity incentive plan, and they took 20 million that they were trying to put into that last year. Remember, they were trying to go from 15 million to 35 million of the allowed increase. And then they took that 20 million and they put that in. And then Trey's interview number 2, Adam Aron explained to him where those 20 million shares came from. So there's 7.5 million there, but they won't take and issue those because then there's nothing left in the equity incentive plan, and they have to have shares on hand for that. And the company has 524 million shares and some change in the initial public offering from 2013 that they actually have open to expand to, right? So that it's approved but not issued. So anyhow, there's no more shares. There's about 40,000 shares that he could sell. Plus, there is the 50 million preferred shares that they've had ever since 2013. And that's a different story than that versus common stock. So again, people, we're going to take this to the second part of debunking. There's a certain guy out there who's doing a lot of talking right now about share dilution. And what he's talking about is, I made a video on this December 31st of 2021, and I re-released it back in March. It's called the New York Stock Exchange 20% Rule. And I'm not going to take all your airtime and go through it in detail here, but this is what is now being referenced. And I like giving my homework to that gentleman from New York who likes to take my work and put it out there as his own, as he's done with Bigham's. Because I've caught him a bunch of times doing this. It's basically, in a nutshell, guys, the ability for companies in the virus of unknown origins era to issue up to 20% of their stock if it meets certain conditions, to get equity in the event that their money went down from income to zero overnight. For example, like AMC, when the theater shut down, they made no money overnight. That was to make sure they didn't have to go through all these different votes and all these processes to get approval for more shares. Okay. Now that still exists, but Adam Aron has given us zero indication that he's going to do that. He asked for 500 million shares. We said no last year. He asked for 25 million shares, and we said no. He could have at that point used that rule. He did not use it. He has told us he's not going to come to us for any more shares for the rest of 2022. He's told us on multiple occasions he's not going to mess with the retail shareholder base. There is no share dilution on the table. Adam Aron is not looking to dilute shares. And if he sells 50 million preferred shares, he's already got them. He's had them since 2013. This is not new news. So I just want to debunk that as well. That is all absolute clickbait FUD. 100%.
I'll
Thank
just
you.
add one more clickbait topic that's going on still, this digital coin thing. Everybody's still talking, everybody, you know, one or two channels about it. You're going to be paid in a digital coin next week when the squeeze happens, the Fed coin, yada, yada, yada. Please go watch, guys, the video I did on the central bank digital currency a week or two ago, the congressional testimony from the Fed saying that this is probably about 5 years out. Multiple questions from Congressman to Lael Brainerd of the Fed asking her about timeline, who all needs to approve it, would they just issue it on their own? And that's fine if you want to listen to entertainment or you want to have different opinions. But if you haven't heard the congressional testimony or read the white paper, just take a couple minutes and go watch my video, at least so you see the other side. Could the Fed just drop it in tomorrow? Yeah, if they want to disrupt the entire banking system and M2 money supply and piss off everybody in Congress and put banks across rural America out of business, absolutely they could. But it's not that simple. We're not going to see a digital coin from the Fed next week, next month, or even probably not even next year. So there's a wealth of information out there. Consume all of it. Don't just get your info from one source.
And Tony, don't the broker agreements also state that the compensation you give them for the stock is what they have to give you back? I believe that's in broker agreements as well. Like, I'm not going to accept used T-shirts for my shares. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
the
want a
JP
coin.
Morgan coin, for example, is not even tradable on any exchange. So now once I busted that, now they're pivoting to, well, you know, everyone's going to have their digital coin, or maybe the Fed, even the Fed digital coin. The Fed cannot issue coins directly to U.S. citizens. You can't have an account at the Fed. This has all got to be carefully thought out and worked through the system. So it's not, I know they're already doing pilot programs. I know I covered all that, and all the links to it are in my video. No one's telling me anything I haven't read or looked into, but I want you to, as an alternate source to the guy in New York, maybe watch my video and get an alternate viewpoint.
Quite frankly, your video is by far the single best source of information I've come across with receipts. So if you guys care about that, that's the video to watch to be up to speed.
Superior quality, superior.
Well, thank you.
And he does it with the lights on, and you can see his face. It's a great video. Much better.
Hey, what's that about showing a face? Hold on.
And
that's not what I meant.
All of the actual due diligence links are there. I'm not just making shit up. I'm like putting congressional testimony on there, links to white papers, links to everything. More, you know, there's no trust me bro shit here. Now, could the Fed go back on their word and, you know, go back on everything that they spent hours testifying in front of Congress? Absolutely. Right? I can't predict the future, but I can tell you what they're testifying to right now. So, and we'll keep a close eye on it. I am worried about a digital coin. I'm not a big fan of it. So I will be following it closely, but I am fairly certain it's not going to happen this year or next year. All right.
Do you mind if I bring up a question from Eric?
Yep, go ahead.
Do you guys remember when Cojotes, because you brought up Cojotes, was suggesting to Aron how to accelerate scaring the shorts, and Aron told him to stand down? Why did that happen? If they didn't have something immediately ready to go, Cojotes had a good idea. Why do you think he did that?
My opinion of that is Aron just said, basically, Mark Cojotes, I don't need your help to run this company. So
I think he was trying to get him to squeeze, though, right? He wasn't trying to raise money for AMC, raise capital. He was trying to help us to squeeze the stock.
Was he? He's a very famous short seller who Well,
Yeah, but didn't he come in and say he took our side on it? I thought, wasn't that the whole big deal?
I only partially paid attention to it because I don't get involved in Twitter a lot. But from what I recall, and you guys, anyone correct me if I'm wrong, Mark was working with a company that was trying to do either tokenized stock or NFT, and Adam wanted nothing to do with that. So that I just left it at that. Once Adam told him we're not interested, I just stopped following that topic. I'm okay with whatever gets us across the finish line. I'll go with Mark's plan. I'll go with Adam's plan. They're all good with me if we can all agree on a direction and move towards it. But once he told him we're not doing that, I stopped paying attention to that.
I think the conversation at the time was that issuing an NFT as a dividend, which, by the way, part of the Overstock lawsuit was to try and classify whether an NFT was actually going to be classified as a security. And if
Yes,
it
in
was
2019. Yep.
right, and if it was classified as a security, then that would enable the short sellers to say, now I can give you cash in lieu of the NFT. You have to assign a cash value to it. That actually didn't get figured out in court. That didn't get finalized. So there is no ruling on whether an NFT becomes an actual security. Now, having said that, at the time, I think the community was talking about whether that would count as a dividend issuing an NFT. And I think Astro put out some information showing that, in fact, it wouldn't count as a dividend. So
Yep.
there's a way to have done that without worrying about the debt covenants. But I don't think, to me, I think Adam Aron was just saying, I don't need your help, Mark. Thanks. Just stand down, stop causing trouble.
I
Yeah,
remember Astro did say that.
I haven't looked into it enough to know for sure, but I'll go with what Astro said for now because I haven't looked into it. And like I said, I don't care, whatever it takes. But if Adam's not willing to pursue it, then he must have something else up his sleeve. Pantheon, they want to know, why don't you go on camera? I know you've answered this a million times, but in 15 seconds for the folks in the back that are new.
I'm too pretty to be on camera.
There you go.
Seriously, you guys would be blown away.
No,
Yeah,
serious.
Wouldn't be
All
fair.
seriousness, I'll just say real quick. There's a reason, and I've explained it on my channel, and it would take too long to explain here. But there will be a day where I will do an unveiling, and I'll be with Tony. I've actually been on camera on my channel before. People have seen me. I'm a real person. I'm a real boy. I've got reasons. You'll know in time.
Massalorian and I have also seen him in person, so we can vouch that he's not Ken Griffin or Blue Ice or whoever you're worried that he might be. He's a legit dude.
What we can't promise you is that he's not someone famous hiding his identity. We can't promise you that. So just think about it.
We can neither confirm nor deny.
Right. That's it. Pantheon, by the way, I was going to ask, because Ron said it in the comments. Cohodes approached GME for that too, right? And they told him to take a hike. Do you remember?
Yeah, he approached, GameStop as well.
Yeah, Cohodes.
I don't know about that.
Before AMC, and I thought that was what happened. That he told him that GME told him to take a hike. Probably because they already had stuff in the works, right? They have all that set ready to go. Dividend, split, NFT marketplace. They probably didn't need Cohodes.
I would trust Mark Cohodes as far as I could throw him. His history, past behavior is the best indicator of future behavior, and I wouldn't trust that guy. And I don't want him touching our stock.
True. Yep.
Mark, I have no comment on that, and I still have a bunch of questions I'd like you to answer. So,
yeah, you invited him on the show, didn't you?
I mean, he was helping answer some questions. He can be an ally to us to help us understand some ways that short sellers think, and he is participating in our community. So I've stayed out of the whole debate. I don't have any opinion on Cohodes other than I wish that he would continue to help us understand and answer questions relative to how short selling works, because we don't have a lot of inside guys that are participating with this community.
You want to pull up Curtis's comment?
Let me see if I can find it. What's up,
Bro.
CSI? I see CSI's in the chat.
Sub CSI.
Curtis, why can't that one?
Yeah.
Why can other companies call out the short sellers, yet when it comes to Aron, people think it's a legal issue?
Because it is, Curtis. It is a legal issue. Who is he calling out specifically? He's got to point to someone, have some type of evidence enough to, make a case that can actually be brought to litigation. So, who is he going after? Who can he point to?
There are a couple companies that have hired these auditing firms to examine the order flow and make some reports about short selling and manipulation and things like that. And I think some people want Adam to take some of those steps also. And there are CEOs that have made public statements that they believe that their company is heavily shorted, but I haven't really seen that it's done anything meaningful for them. I also have not seen that they have been embroiled in lawsuits either. Only Overstock really that I know of. So I'm still on the fence about the whole thing. Is it potentially a legal issue? Yes. Do we have evidence of every time someone mentions that their stock is being manipulated, that they get sued? I don't know about every time, but there are certainly cases where companies and CEOs have been sued. So,
And let's look at the very specific wording of Adam Aron's tweet. He said no evidence that he could rely on, but he said synthetic shares and fake shares. He did not say naked shorts. So I see people making the comment, not here tonight, but I've seen since this week came out, people saying Adam Aron says there's no naked shorts. No, that's not what he said. He said synthetic and he said fake shares. He didn't say naked shorts. There's a distinction there, and he's talked about naked shorts previously. I mean, it's not like he's never brought this stuff up. And he also brought up that he went to the exchange, right? Multiple times he went to the exchange on that. So
on the FTDs, yeah. CSI is asking about the crime candles, those big spikes that we see. And I know if you guys are just watching AMC, you've been seeing that every day from 5 to 20 minutes after the market closes, these weird spikes. And if you aren't looking at other stocks or indexes, I would like to add that this is not a AMC specific thing. This is happening on the Qs, on the SPY, on other tickers. And I know KC Shaw, was it Pantheon? Was it you and KC that I was talking to about this last week?
Yes, sir.
There are people looking into it, guys. I haven't circled back with, that's my favorite phrase, Jen Psaki, thank you. I haven't circled back with KC Shaw and Pantheon to see if anyone's made any headway on it. Pantheon, do you have any updates on your end?
I'm not sure. I think KC may have talked about it a bit on his stream the next day or two after. KC's in the chat. By the way, happy Father's Day, KC Shaw.
Yeah.
But we there are some things that we have figured out. KC was able to look at the exchanges and validate exactly where it's being routed through, which is a specific off exchange through
it was Rdbx, right?
Through FINRA, right?
Rdbx isn't that the one that we said?
Yeah, I haven't thought about this in a few days, but there's only one entity that actually has access to it right now. Only one. So we know exactly who's doing the crime candles because I don't want to spill too much right now. You're correct. Yeah. I also haven't circled back to KC on it, and it's KC's findings.
So just suffice to say, there are people looking into it. I think KC is in the lead looking into it. I have looked into it a little bit, but there's so many things that I'm working on. It's been lower on my list, and I know that KC is working hard on it. So as soon as anyone figures it out definitively, I've also sent messages to Dave Lauer, no answer. Use whatever resources you have. If you've got an in with Dave Lauer, help us get an answer to this question. Someone with the right tools can go in and figure out exactly how this is happening. A lot faster than us.
Casey's put in the comments, ADF is the exchange. It's an off exchange for FINRA. That's correct. And there's only one entity that has access to it right now, according to FINRA's own site, which is funny because when you look at one part of it, it tells you there are no active participants. And when you dig deeper, you can actually find JP Morgan. So we know who's actually behind it. Now, what specifically is the purpose of the crime candle, which is a fantastic name. I think that was Froggy who coined that name. That's a great name.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Kudos to Froggy. What is the purpose?
Froggy.
I think we're still working on that.
The main reason I haven't worried about it too much, and this maybe is a shitty reason, but just because the volume is so low. But if it's a bat signal to somebody, like what to do tomorrow or Friday, those are interesting things to think about and look into.
And they're big jumps with very little volume.
Yeah.
So somebody's tested something out.
The volume's so small and it's so broad that I just feel like there's got to be a logical explanation, but there could be a criminal explanation too. We'll find out. We're not giving up on it. Hopefully it doesn't go away before we figure it out.
So I think I've heard a question somebody else has put out previous about, can retail join in on that? I think the answer to that would be no.
Join in on the crime candles?
Yes, if you have access to the ADF that only JP Morgan does, then I suppose you could have access to that. So that's not something retail can do at this point.
Right.
So you couldn't have a after hours order with a limit set, $1 above the current price and hope they ping you real quick.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I wonder if that would get filled. Someone should try that.
Yeah, maybe somebody should try that. Yeah. Maybe you'll be their Huckleberry.
I'll be a Huckleberry.
There you go.
All right. We're coming up on 10:48 Texas time. And I promised Scarlett that I was only going to be on for 30 minutes.
Oh, you did?
Coming up on 2 hours.
Holy
She's like, how are you going to work on Father's Day? I was like, there's no rest until AMC squeezes. Scarlett, you know this.
No rest for the wicked.
We Mass and Pantheon, we need to have a quick conversation after this live stream is over. So guys, we've got about 12 more minutes for your questions, maybe 10 minutes, and then we'll do the good night wrap up sign off speech from everybody. Markets are closed in the United States tomorrow. Happy Juneteenth to each and every one of you in advance. Well, today's
the Juneteenth.
Today is technically Juneteenth, but tomorrow is the federal observance of Juneteenth. So banks, stock markets, and I'm assuming postal service are all closed tomorrow.
You just don't celebrate it tomorrow though. The holiday is today. You'll get all kinds of backlash if you stop partying tomorrow. Can I just read this comment from Arrogant real quick? He said, I'm glad I found these channels because I was just listening to Al from Boston and he was making me nervous. I'm new at investing and never been in a squeeze, but he got me concerned. Arrogant, welcome. Stay the hell off there. It'll save you a lot of headaches.
Yes. I think between my channel, Massalorian, Pantheon, Casey Shaw, Boss Blunts, there are some good people that are not purposely misleading you and that actually understand what they're talking about. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to talk bad about anybody, but you're in the right spot tonight.
All right, but that's my Rdbx. What's your thoughts on Rdbx, Tony?
Rdbx, am I planning to re-enter Rdbx? Scrappy, I'm going to be watching momentum. I was trading Rdbx on the way up. And if we get another big run, absolutely, I'll play it some more for a day trade. And I'll stay in it as long as it makes sense. Like as long as it's still moving up on volume, absolutely. RK says, but Tony misled Scarlett, so he can't be trusted. Well, that is true.
That's awesome.
She's used to it. Trust me. She's not happy about it, but she's used to it.
You had a great weekend for a anniversary weekend. It always ends up on Father's Day, but now you're going to always have the holiday weekend this weekend, right? So you always have a 3-day weekend going forward.
She was asking me when we were driving down to her brother's place today. She's like, "Did you realize when we were on vacation for honeymoon last year that it was also Father's Day?" And I said, I really don't remember. You know, I don't think I was thinking about Father's Day at that point.
No, probably not. Probably not.
But yeah, it's always going to
you were.
be, it's always going to be right around then. Yep.
Yeah. And you'll always have the Juneteenth federal holiday following.
Yes, there is
Yeah,
that
that's
too.
what I mean. You have a 3-day weekend. Yeah. On your honeymoon weekend. That's awesome.
A lot of things to celebrate.
I know when I'm getting married. June 18th. That 3-day weekend.
Someone said, Stephen, do you think by the time we squeeze, this is a good question because I hear this come up a lot on other channels. By the time we squeeze, will the dollar be practically worthless and they'll try to pay us with digital money? I just covered the digital money thing, Stephen, and please go check out. I've done a whole series of videos on stable coins, the JP Morgan coin, the CBDC, the central bank digital coin. There is a shit ton of FUD from people who don't know what they're talking about, pushing this digital payout thing for the squeeze. I could not disagree more with that message. And all of the receipts and the due diligence links are in my videos. So go check those out. I call bullshit on the other channels that are pushing that narrative. Now, could the dollar be worthless? Is inflation going to continue to run out of control? Absolutely. The dollar could be continuing to lose value the further we go down. If we don't tame inflation and the Fed if they were to continue printing money like drunken sailors, but they seem to have indicated that they're going to start trimming the balance sheet. So we'll find out.
If the dollar went down low enough, how much would you take of digital currency? Let's say they offered you 3 times to switch over. Would you do it?
Yeah, that's a great question because this is a big misconception. And I saw someone else talking about it the other day and I just jumped in real briefly. The central bank digital currency it's the exact same thing as the dollar bill in your pocket. The Fed is going to issue it and it's going to go on the balance sheet just like a dollar, except now they don't have to print it. There's no difference between a digital dollar and a US dollar. And someone said, oh, it's fake money or they're just going to create liquidity. It's already fake money and they can already create liquidity. They have an infinite printing press to do whatever they want at their own whim, but they don't because they know it will wreck the economy and cause inflation unless there's a virus of unknown origins, in which case they'll print up as much as they want. But digital dollar is just another dollar. It's just one they don't have to print. It's no different than any other dollar in the system.
The markets should be open then tomorrow in Europe, correct?
As far as I know.
In Europe. Okay.
As far as I know, yeah.
So we're going to have price action tomorrow.
We'll find out something in Germany.
Yeah.
Great show tonight. Luigi says, trust me. Great show tonight. Trust me, bro.
Nice, Luigi.
Where's your receipts, Luigi?
Yeah, Luigi, we want to see paperwork off the top of your head.
Oh, Lordy.
That was well said about the dollar and the digital coin, Tony. Well said.
Thank you.
Backed by treasury notes, right?
Somewhere in my closet, Pantheon, I have a certificate. For real, though. For real. A certificate that I got from college on banking and money. I took a lot of classes a long time ago on money and banking. So never did get to go work on Wall Street, but somewhere in the deep recesses of my brain, knowledge that when I read stuff, it still makes sense. I just got to refresh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you didn't get your certificate from the street? Come on.
I did not get it from the street. It was legit. What
Just
do they
Google
call
it.
it? What do they call
Just Google it.
a diploma in old school? Is it a sheepskin or is that a
I have no idea.
somebody help me out? Laugh. What the fuck?
Are you thinking of a lambskin? A lambskin condom for extra sensitivity?
I was thinking that in the old vernacular, a diploma was called a sheepskin.
I don't know why. Did
Bad
you
jokes
not
getting
say
out of hand
condom,
here.
or is my brain fried? Did you not say condom right after that?
I did.
Okay. Like, fuck, I'm
Oh
losing it.
man, that was awesome. Well
I
played.
need a nap.
Keeping it light here. All right. We are going to wrap it
Hey.
up, guys. We're going to Pantheon, tell about your channel real quick. Tell the folks how to find you, Pantheon, if they're new here today.
Sure. I've been doing a YouTube channel since just before Thanksgiving, just late November. It's Pantheon AMC. That's what you search and you'll find it. If you just type in Pantheon, you won't find anything. You'll find a bunch of pictures of buildings, which is pretty close. And I've been working with these gentlemen. I'm really happy that the three amigos were able to pull back together tonight. Thank you very much for putting on the stream, Tony. Everybody, please hit the thumbs up for the stream, whether you're on Master Tony or you know what, go to both and do it on both. That'd be best. And this is good. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, I
Okay.
always look for you. I am subscribed to you, but when I search for Pantheon, I type in Pantheon AMC, and that cuts out all those architecture and old Roman ruin YouTube channels. Pantheon AMC, and you stream
Pantheon.
mostly late night, right? So for the people who can't sleep or the people in Europe, excellent resource.
Yeah, we're going to start doing a schedule this week. It's going to be Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, or when we're going to try and do the Pantheon Radio night streaming, and then release videos other times to help that out. So that's going to be the idea. And I'll be watching if you guys are on. You know, I'll roll afterwards, and we can kind of make it back to back. That'd be fun.
Excellent.
What nights are you definitely doing it? Or you say, is that tentatively or definitely?
No, I put up a schedule in last night's live stream. Tuesdays. Yeah, 9 p.m. Pacific, 12 midnight, I guess, Eastern. Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, and Sunday nights is what I'm going to try. 3 nights a week for the stream. Get back on the horse.
All
Okay.
12 Eastern? All of them? Same time?
Unless those times don't work with what you guys are doing, and then I can reshuffle it. But yeah, it'd be the same consistent time.
Yeah.
We'll always work around you, Pantheon.
Yeah.
Oh, now.
Oki AMC, good. Thanks. Shout out to you. Thanks for joining us from Okinawa.
Yeah, thanks, Oki.
Massalorian, tell them how to find you. What do you like to talk about?
I talk about everything: geopolitics, the economy, politics, elections, AMC, GME. I saw a lot of people in the comments saying, "Can we talk AMC, guys?" And we've been talking AMC on here for God. It's been coming out
Every
of our
day
ears.
for a year.
Yeah, I mean, all day. That's all we did today. So, but don't worry about it. I mean, we'll be back before. I'm sure one of us will pop up before Tuesday morning. So if you
Maybe
miss
even
something,
tomorrow night.
yeah, but exactly right. We'll probably be on tomorrow night, especially if something happens tomorrow. So, yeah, Massalorian is the channel on YouTube. Thank you, Tony, for having me on. Thank you to the mods who did a great job tonight. As always, we love you guys. Thank you. And everyone who joined us. Thank you.
And I am Tony Denaro. If you're watching on one of these other fine gentlemen's channel, I generally try and live stream at market open and market close. YouTube is not my main source of income. So I have other businesses, and some days I'm not live streaming. Some days I'm working on other videos or doing other business stuff, but I try and stay to that every day. Market open for about an hour or two, and market close 1 hour before the market closes. So check me out there. I cover a lot of topics. AMC is my largest investment. I own GameStop also, but I have a broad portfolio of other stocks, crypto. I do some day trading, not in the meme stocks, not AMC and GameStop. And I love options trading, real estate, entrepreneurship, and happy to answer your guys' questions when I'm around. All I got to say to the haters, Your comments are always welcome, but make it relative to due diligence if you want to continue to be allowed to comment on the channel. Because if you're just going to lob an insult, you'll be immediately blocked or hidden from the channel. But I welcome discussion, debate, even dissension. Just bring the receipts and we'll have a conversation, because that's what this is about. Everybody learning together. I don't always get shit right. And I want to learn from you guys if I got something wrong in the comments, and these fine gentlemen here as well. All right. Thanks, folks. Have a beautiful night. We'll be around tomorrow, and I'll be on the Discord and maybe some live streaming during the day, since Scarlett has to work tomorrow and I don't. Mass and Pantheon, if y'all want to hang out for a minute, we can cover that other topic.
Sure.
Thank you,
Good night,
guys. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.